You might have heard that live shopping is exploding. And I have to tell you, I have been on Whatnot for a couple of weeks now, and I see why it is. Now, Whatnot is my sponsor, and they are the reason I got on the platform and checked it out. I'm glad they did. They made it easy for me. I'm going to make it easy for you. I love it. Whatnot is where you get great products without paying full price. It's that simple. I'm hooked on their live shows, too. You got to see them. They're so much fun. And I see why Whatnot has climbed to the top of the App Store. And listen, if you're selling online, or maybe you have a storefront and you're hoping people will find your listing or maybe walk in your store, Whatnot flips that, because on Whatnot, you go live and you sell directly to people in real time. And I may admit, although you didn't hear from me, I may have picked up a couple of power tools or so in the past couple of days. I'm just saying. Whatnot, it's the largest dedicated live shopping platform with beauty, collectibles, electronics, luxury, fashion, even cookies, and anyone can sell. In fact, people who sell on Whatnot sell 10 times as much as any other major marketplace. That's because you're not just listing products, you're building real connections with buyers. So whether you're shopping or you're selling, download the Whatnot app today and get free shipping on your first order. Just search WHATNOT, Whatnot, in the App Store and start scoring amazing deals. So I was whining to my wife the other day, said, I need new glasses. And she said, well, get some. I couldn't tighten them anymore. They were scratched. You know the thing, right? But I didn't want to go through the process because you have to make the appointment. You have to spend weeks to get them done. And you got to pay a fortune, right? That's real. But I did. I spent $500 on frames and glasses, and that was cheap. And then I ordered a pair from my sponsor, Zenni Optical, for $70. Zenni is an online eyewear shop, prescription glasses, sunglasses, blue light lenses, starting at under $30. You go to Zenni.com, you pick a frame, upload your prescription, and they ship it to your door. No appointment, no store, no upsell at the counter. And by the way, if you are saying, do I really need new glasses, or do I have to put up with one pair to do everything I need to do for the next 2 years? No! You can get what you want starting at under $30. And if you've never bought glasses online, don't worry about it. I haven't either. Zenni has a virtual try-on so you can see exactly how the frame looks before you commit to buying them, with no salesman looking at you saying, those look good, but these expensive ones would look better. No, you don't get that. I'm excited. I can't wait to get my Zenni glasses and tell you more about them. If your glasses are overdue for a refresh, now's the time. Go to Zenni.com/podcast and use the code podcast15 for 15% off your first order. The styles sell out, so don't sit on it. That's Zenni.com/podcast. Promo code podcast15. So what's the least you can do to get what you want? It doesn't mean goofing off. It doesn't mean taking shortcuts. It means what are the least number of steps you can do, the minimal viable steps you can do to get what you want. It's a way of thinking that, combined with the stuff we talked about already this week, will change how you get what you want, how quickly you get it. We'll talk about that today. It is the Daily Boost from motivationtomove.com, the positive boost you need every single day, because life begins when you move, and when the challenges hit, we need to understand in a very positive way that, okay, well, let's deal with it. Let's get it done. Let's work our way through the process. Let's decide what decision needs to be made and then make it and move on. We'll talk about a whole lot of that as time goes on here. How are you? My name is Scott Smith, founder, chief motivating officer here at motivationtomove.com. A little pumped up today as we get into a new lifestyle. At this point, it's about 3 weeks in the RV. Things are settling down. Haven't got real far yet. That was by plan. We decided that we would take a little bit of time to settle on the road before we actually hit the road, and it's been a big challenge. I'll share with you in just a minute the outcome of a story that I talked about, I think it was Tuesday this week, about the new computer we had to get, which was kind of interesting the way it all played out. Oh, by the way, if you missed any of the shows, we always have them available at motivationtomove.com. I kept a relatively small archive on the public RSS feed, which you're listening to right now. I think it's 52 shows right now. But we do them every single day. There's a bunch there. And this is a commercial-free week. And next week, too, and probably the week after that. Usually we have sponsors. If we don't have a sponsor, we don't air the show to the public. We keep it private to our members. If you love to binge commercial-free, if you love just to sit down and learn a bunch of stuff, we've got you covered. Just go to motivationtomove.com and sign up. Friday. How do you want to feel? Question I always ask on a Friday. Actually, I ask it every single day. And if I ever feel grumpy, like I did early on in the week, I ask, how do I want to feel? It's my magic question. We're in the RV right now, and we've got the dogs and the cat and everything. And sleep has been difficult, getting used to the new environment. And yeah, I got a little grumpy this week. So I found the secret weapon was just in my mind saying, how do I want to feel? And by doing that, you can take control of just about anything. It's a very powerful question to ask. So if you're struggling or if you're happy, whatever it happens to be,
just sit down and say, how do I want to feel, and watch where it takes you. All right, so quick recap of a story that happened this week when I told you that my wife's computer broke, and I was grumpy that day, and we went out, and they said, we can order it, and we can get it delivered to the store, and I said I wouldn't come back and because I was like an hour away, and they said, well, we'll ship it to you. You'll have it tomorrow. I said, great, ship it, we'll have it tomorrow. Well, they didn't. It didn't get here in time. So my wife drove another hour down to Greenville, South Carolina, to buy another one. They said, well, you'll probably get it today or maybe tomorrow, but it's guaranteed in like 2 weeks. I said, wait a second. I'm happily smiling right now. My wife says, what should I do? I said, just buy another one. Buy two. I don't need two computers. I said, when the other one gets here, you can send it back. That's okay. Okay. So now we're the proud owner of two brand new computers, one we don't have yet. So today, I'm telling you, it's interesting to be on the road, plus the fact that we're not going to be in this campground here when it might arrive. So we have to deal with it. So motivating yourself to reach your goals is a bit of a never-ending process. Have you noticed that? And it kicks into high gear around the first of the year. Actually, in my world, here's where it kicks into gear. You ready? It certainly kicks in around January and runs for a couple of months. That's when most people get excited. It also kicks in late August and September. The back-to-school season starts, and it seems like the rest of the world says, oh, got to get motivated, have to do things. If you're a high-performance individual, it kicks in November. High-performance individuals get themselves motivated before the holiday season kicks in. They take a break, and then they get rocking into the new year when the new year comes around every single year. If it keeps coming around like it has been, I think it probably will. Most people have a long list of routines that they want to put into place always, and usually it's way too long when they begin to do this. So years ago, I decided I wanted to control my mornings to help me control everything else. By establishing actions that I would do when I got up in the morning, and I had great intentions, and I was floundering sometimes because I didn't have any real focus. Why? Well, because I realized that my habits, the actions I was trying to establish and get done in that particular day, had no real meaning other than checking them off my list. So instead of feeling motivated and inspiring, what did I feel? I felt bogged down. I decided to make things really simple. I had to do that because this happens all the time. Now, in this day and age that we live in right now with almost everybody I know keeps a computerized software app that is their to-do list these days, which is fantastic, except those to-dos keep getting added again and again and again. And if you have recurring to-dos, they keep coming back again and again and again. It's great stuff. Technology is fantastic, but man, when's the last time you had nothing on your to-do list and when you had a zero inbox? When's the last time that happened? Now, if you've mastered what I have mastered, and master what you should be happening, you should be looking at the minimal actions you need to do. And this is very, very difficult to do. When you look at every single thing that you have on your list to get done today, and you ask the questions that we asked yesterday, what can I do? What should I do? What must I do? When you have that, you are literally looking to commit to only the minimum number of behaviors that deliver the exact results you require. Period. Do only the things that get you where you need to be. Now, let me back off a little bit here because sometimes that sounds a little pushy and people say, Scott, I can't do that. There's life. I get it. But when you go into deep work mode, when you sit down, you say, this is what I must accomplish. If you will look at this very clearly and simply say, what are the minimum number of steps I have to get there to get to a minimal viable outcome, you'll change your life. Anything more is excessive. It's distracted. It's a delaying tactic. It's frustrating. It will take you further and further away from what you want. It will take you 10 times as long to get there. So when you sit down with something very, very important, and when you have the time to go in that deep work mode and think about it, when you start to think minimal, viable actions, and you look at the list, what can I do? What should I do? What must I do? Minimal, viable actions. And then you have the discipline to do the one thing you should do. And then the next one thing. And then the next one thing. And then the next one thing. Life changes quickly because you're avoiding all the distraction that's around you. Today, where I am right now, in my motor coach, doing what I'm doing, I have minimal resources. I have virtually no internet today. Everything has to be planned. I have to decide exactly what has to happen while I've got the time to do it while the internet's working until I can get out to a coffee shop someplace. I have no choice but to choose the minimal viable action and to put it into a time frame that works for me. If I do that, the ball keeps bouncing nicely. If I don't, it goes off the court. Foul! Life is much simpler when you keep it simple. But we're complicated people. We like to muck things up. We like to watch gossip on TV and all that crazy stuff, don't we? We like to keep our minds busy. Before we know it, we don't know how to keep it simple. We don't know how to keep it minimal. We don't know how to take ourselves right to the marketplace of life with the least possible steps. So I'm just thinking about it. Had a conversation I had with a guy about he found a young lady attractive. None of us had been to bars or restaurants for a while, and he found one that was attractive. He said, "Oh, man, what should my line be?" I said, "What do you mean your line?" He said, "Well, come on, you and I both communicate professionally. What's our perfect line? How can I go over there and get to meet her really, really well?" And he starts working on these lines. I said, "Why don't you give her a smile and go say hi? See what happens." He did. I won't tell you what happened. You make it up. You'll have more fun anyway. All right, so podcasts are done for the week. Now what I do, because of my minimal viable internet connection, I pack up the MacBook Pro and I head down to the Rutherford Public Wi-Fi, Rutherford Ton Public Wi-Fi. I shall sit in my car on the street corner, maybe find a coffee shop and upload these for you, and life continues. I'll see you on Monday right here on the Daily Boost Podcast.